This demo is to illustrate the phases of the moon, and I am going to play the role of the Earth. As you can see, the Earth is being illuminated by the sun. That's my sun over there. The sun's not going to move. As you can see, half of the Earth is illuminated. The side that's illuminated is called the daytime side, and the side that's in the darkness is called the nighttime side. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the moon. Here's my moon. And as you can see, the moon is lit up, at least partly lit up. And it's going to move around me. And it moves in this direction around my body. Now, I'm not going to move just to make it simple, but I want to show you how it's the angle between the sun and the earth and the moon that gives rise to the phases. So grab any ball that you can, anything that's a spherical shape, and you're going to go ahead and get a bright light of some kind and place the ball in between you and the light. And so as you can see, I can see nothing lit up. This is what we call a new moon. It is lined up with the sun. We would say that it has a 0-degree angle between the moon, the earth, and the sun. And as I start to move it just slightly to one side, you can start to see a crescent. Let me turn the moon just a little bit. So you see a little crescent. The crescent is on the right-hand side. This is called a waxing crescent moon because it's starting to get more full. As the angle increases, you'll start to see more and more lit up. And here we have our first kind of special one. This is when the moon is halfway lit, as from my perspective on Earth. This is called the first quarter. And if you think about a quarter, there's 4 quarters in a full cycle. This is 1 quarter of the lunar cycle. If I keep going, now I see more than half of it lit up. This is called a gibbous moon. This is a waxing gibbous because it's headed towards the full moon. The angle is bigger than 90 degrees. I should have mentioned 90 degrees. Okay, as we go further and further, you start to see more and more lit up. And eventually, I'm in my shadow. Okay, so I lift it up to see that, in fact, it is all lit up. This is called the full moon. Unfortunately, my shadow is getting in the way. So as long as I'm not in the shadow of the earth, I see all of it lit up. This is my full moon. Okay, keep going. We'll talk about the shadow later. And now you can see that there is actually a little bit of darkness on the right-hand side. The lit up side is on the left, but it's more than halfway lit up. This is called a waning gibbous, right? Waning gibbous is more than halfway, but the left-hand side. And as I keep going, you'll notice that I get to the point where I'm 90 degrees away from the sun again. It's halfway lit up. This is called a third quarter moon. If I keep going, you can now see just a crescent. Little crescent of the moon is lit up. My moon is kind of lopsided, sorry. A little crescent, and that is called a waning crescent. And eventually we come back to the beginning again. We're back to the new moon. Those are the phases of the moon.